Welcome back to another episode of my meet prep series. This is episode 8, documenting my entire journey until my next meet at SBD Austin. If you guys have not watched the previous 7 episodes, definitely give those a watch and then come back to this video. This is going to be week 5 secondary SBD all throughout this entire video. This entire training block, I felt like I've been making a lot of excuses with my deficit, with my externals that I have no control over. And a lot of these things are putting me in a position that I don't want to be in. And despite all these hardships, I'm still going to try my very best to overcome every single one of them and be the best version of myself by the time I step on the platform. Powerlifting is a lot about overcoming adversity, and it's not always going to be linear. It's not always going to be linear. It's not always going to be the way that you expect things to go, so be ready for anything. This is coming from someone that's been doing this for nearly a decade. A lot of hardships I've faced in terms of injuries, plateaus, frustrations, anything you can think of, I've probably gone through it in the sport. And if you're a new or beginner powerlifter, expect to deal with your fair share of frustration. The best thing about powerlifting is that it's problem solution. There's always going to be a solution for every single one of your problems. You just need to figure out what it is and overcome it. In my scenario, I've been dealing with this really weird QL back strain for the past few months, and I've been trying my best to overcome this injury. And I know there's a lot more that I could be doing, but the deficit that I'm in right now definitely isn't helping also. I did want to say I did wake up at a body weight of 185.5 pounds, somewhere around 84 kilos. So we're literally right at weight, and I'm in a perfect spot to water cut from. Now that I'm going to be out of my deficit, I'm going to be focusing on eating at a maintenance to make sure that I can properly fuel myself for the remainder of the meet prep. The first portion of this series, I wanted to document my cut, my diet, my deficit. And now that we're at the point where we're at exactly where we need to be, now we focus on fueling the body appropriately for these sessions coming forward. The next video that I'm going to be posting is going to be for my primary session, but this secondary session that I hit was very good, very fantastic across the board. Squats are feeling very good despite feeling that pain or that discomfort that almost sent me to the hospital last week. Me and bench press are not really on speaking terms right now. I feel like there's something I need to be doing a little bit more. So I'm going to be pushing my accessories harder next block and see if it has any help or carryover to my bench press. Deadlift is probably my favorite lift right now because of my positioning. Since I lost so much weight, it feels like so much easier for me to pull off the floor, feels easier for me to wedge, feels easier for me to get in a position that I want to pull from without my stomach or my gut getting in the way. It's fantastic. I did make the decision to convert my secondary deadlift day to conventional RDLs just the way that I used to my previous training block, because I feel like it'll help with the recovery in that QL region that I've been telling you that's been bothering me. And I feel like I don't necessarily need 2 sumo deadlift days a week right now. I was my all-time strongest in the past because I only had 1 sumo day. The second day was pushing RDLs very aggressively. So that's what I'm gonna resort to right now. And if you're a powerlifter and you feel like you aren't making the progress that you'd like to, try going back to what worked for you. For example, if you know that you respond very well to a high frequency bench press program, and you've been weaning off of that for the past few months and you haven't been making the progress that you've been looking for, if things are appropriate for you, go back to what works. And in my situation, I'm gonna be going back to 1-time sumo, 1-time conventional RDL as my deadlift frequency. That's what works for me, and I'm hoping to get the same results that I did when I did this before. The idea for this meet is to come in as healthy and as strong as I possibly can be and to go 9 for 9. My mindset whenever I go into any powerlifting meet is to execute. I don't care if I leave a few pounds on the platform. I like the idea of hitting all of my attempts and not wasting anything. Because if you miss an attempt because you got a little greedy on your weight selection, then that can cost you more pounds than, leaving some on the table. I would much rather get 9 for 9 than 6 for 9 and load something that I know I don't have on the day. Gotta leave my ego at the door a little bit, but we shall see where training takes us these next 3 months, because currently we are 11.5 weeks out from SBD Austin. Thank you guys so much for watching another episode of the Meet Prep series. If you're looking to run a free 12-week beginner powerlifting program, click the link in my description. If you want to work directly with me for one-on-one coaching, there's a link right underneath that. But make sure to subscribe, make sure to comment, make sure to like this video, because all of my content is tailored to helping beginner powerlifters get stronger and get on the platform sooner. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace.